Hello, my lovelies. My name is Dee Dee, and I will be hosting today's issue of Comics Panel Bits and Pieces. Today, I'm talking about a very old, very well-loved classic series. You might have heard of it. It's called The Sandman. This guy here. Written by Neil Gaiman. It was a series, 75-issue series that started in 1989, ended in 1996. Has 10 different issues, story arcs. Again, written by the acclaimed author Neil Gaiman, who, if you've never read him, anything of his work from a comic book perspective, he's done things like American Gods, Neverwhere. He even co-wrote with Terry Pratchett Good Omens. Definitely pick up anything of his if you ever get a chance to. The story is about 7 Endless, who are, think about gods and go one step above that. They are the living embodiment of their namesake. So the stories of the Sandman revolve around dreams. He has 6 other brothers and sisters: Desire, his or her twin, Despair, Destiny, Death, Destruction, Delirium, who used to be Delight. Each one of the story arcs has one of these siblings show up at some point. Essentially what happens is this guy gets himself caught in a little glass globe for about 75 years by a group of wizards who are terrified of dying. So they create a spell thinking they're going to summon death, but unfortunately, or fortunately, they get him instead. He's trapped for 75 years, eventually escapes, but now has to deal with what happened to his kingdom while he was gone. Some of the dreams escaped, some of the nightmares escaped. One of them goes to a serial killer convention, if you can believe there's such a thing. A lot of the series deals with atonement and him trying to come to the grips with the fact that there are things that will change whether he wants them to or not. I mean, if you've been alive, you've been around for billions of years, this can be kind of a difficult concept to deal with, but when you are imprisoned in a glass globe for 75 years, you have a lot of time to think. You need to read this series, period, end of discussion. It won 26 Eisners. It was nominated for a Hugo Award. It won the World Fantasy Award back in 1991. It's made it onto the New York Times bestseller list. Entertainment Weekly rated it as one of the top 100 things you must read. There's something in this series for everyone. It's considered dark fantasy, but it's a contemporary, it's set in a contemporary period, but you have gods, demons from every type of pantheon you can imagine that make guest appearances in it. There is literally something for everybody. I highly recommend you start with Preludes and Nocturnes, and it ends with The Wake. There's even some standalone issues called Endless Nights, which is a series of short stories. Sandman Dream Hunters is an amazing piece written by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Yoshitaka Amano. And if you've ever seen any of his artwork, it is just stunning. You'll be doing yourself a huge disservice if you never get a chance to check any of this stuff out. So by all means, go to your local comic book shop. They will be able to hook you up, I promise. This is Dee Dee signing off for the Comic Books panel. Good night.